Am I the asshole for telling my friend the truth? Context: my friend Sarah has had a crush on Dan for about a year on and off. Sarah had become obsessive with her crush for a while and Dan would be her main conversation topic. They had a class together last year but now have minimal contact, occasionally texting or exchanging greetings in the hallways, yet her crush persists. Keep in mind Dan is completely oblivious and very clearly sees the relationship as platonic. She said Dan was becoming distant, so I suggested he probably knew. Sarah refused to believe it. In her words, she was choosing to stay in her delusion. She openly shared her crush with friends, constantly discussing it loudly in class so almost everyone knew. I found out the fact that a guy, Sean, in our class found out about Sarah's crush and told Dan, from my friend Eva. Not just her but multiple people in our class knew that he knew. I ended up asking another friend, who is also friends with Sarah, and she told me I should tell her because it was her business and others were discussing it behind her back. I agreed, and sent Sarah a voice message telling that her Dan knew she liked him. When she asked, I told her that Eva told me, but left out Sean's involvement to avoid further conflict between him and Sarah, and because it seemed less crucial than the main point. After I told her, Sarah started freaking out and I tried my best to comfort her. She then asked Eva for more information. I told Eva about not telling her about Sean, but Eva ended up telling her despite that because it was all my fault anyways. She told me how I couldn't keep a secret and was berating me for telling her. I apologized to Eva and it made me feel regret and guilt for saying anything, even thought I thought it was the right thing to do. I told Sarah she should tell Dan because he already has clearly already known for weeks, and that telling him she would either A. get rejected and they could continue on as friends, or B. have a chance of him feeling the same. At this point Eva had made me feel so unsure and bad about telling Sarah I told her she should get a second opinion just in case. She did, and ended up telling him and he ended up just said okay. Sarah was still happy she didn't get rejected and nothing happened. Sarah let Eva read the messages and she began teasing me and they talked about why would I say it like that and no wonder Sarah was so stressed, it's the way you phrased it, which I suppose was a valid opinion. I apologized and I thought everything was okay because nothing really happened after that, but a week later Sarah made a passive-aggressive comment about me giving advice on things I knew nothing about. I asked a friend outside the group and she told me I was in the right, but now I feel uneasy. Am I the asshole?